Welcome to the Backpacking Bushers podcast, brought to you by the undisputed champion of ultralight quilts, Enlighten Equipment. Lighten your load at enlightenequipment.com. With me today is Ben McAuliffe, a man who recently reviewed the solar system and gave it just 1 star.
Wow.
Yeah.
One star. You know, solar doesn't run off stars, right? I guess the sun is considered a star. So maybe you could get me there.
I'll let you get yourself in trouble on that one.
Yeah.
All right. So we actually planned this episode a while ago, and then I had second thoughts about it because it sounds like really negative. Is it a negative episode, or what do we think on this?
Yeah. So I think we're doing it a little differently, but we kind of talked about reviewing stuff because everyone likes to read reviews. And I found some.
No, they don't. Not everybody does.
Well, everyone should. But when you read reviews, do you go to like the 5 stars where everyone's like, it's great, best thing ever? Do you go right to the 1-star reviews?
I think the new tactic people use is they go to like the 2 or the 3-star reviews to see like people that are like sort of like, because you're not trying to wreck the product or trash it. You're just typically those are the most honest, right?
I would think so. I go to the 1-star, and then that usually persuades me not to buy the item. So I'm probably doing it wrong.
I don't know, like, because typically you go to the, they'll have like 1 million 5-star reviews, and they're like, this is the best product ever. And then you click on the 1-star reviews, they're like, this didn't work out the gate, and you're like, well, how does, like, why would that be true? So you just, I don't know, hard to know what to believe. But
I had it happen where we reviewed an item, gave it like 2 stars, wanted a refund, and they're like, we'll give you your refund completely if you change it to a 5-star.
Wow.
And so we did, because we wanted our $100 back from this ice maker.
Okay.
And
wait, now you're misleading other people into buying it, though.
Well, no, because I didn't change my review. I kept the review as like, this is worthless.
Interesting.
Didn't really make a lot of ice, but here's a 5-star review.
Nobody's gonna read that, dude. I don't know. Yeah, they manipulated you, and they won. They won. Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't know. So my rule of thumb, this has actually worked for me, is that if I am going to negatively review a company, then anytime I do that, I am also going to positively review a different company. And so I'm not just putting out negativity out there, right? I'm going to try to put a 5-star out there for somebody else. And that worked because there was one company that actually had really poor service, and the guy took my review very seriously because he checked my other reviews and saw that I wasn't just like hating on other people. So
gotcha. Okay.
That worked. Anyway, all right.
Do you do that? So what you do is you review like a bad thing, and then you go to like the Backpacking Blisters podcast review, and you're like, this podcast is amazing.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Just
I tell my kids to do that. I'm like, do that on your phones.
Carl from Colorado has a lot of reviews for Backpacking Blisters. Long-time listener here.
I know. You can only do it once anyway, but that's funny. So I don't think we answered the question though. Like, is this a negative episode?
No, it's helpful. Everyone's going to listen and be like, man, these are really helpful. Or when I get to my reviews, they're going to be like, this is trash. Why is Ben reviewing it so negative?
Well, here, it's kind of a play on words, kind of a pun here, because you're doing the worst reviews in terms of like what people are actually writing up about various outdoor products.
Yes.
Whereas I got a little bit of that, but I'm also doing products that generally have like really low star ratings on various websites and things. But here's the thing. Here's why I'm okay with it now, is because I just realized, you know what? I'm going to give those companies an opportunity to respond, and maybe they're changing something about their company, or maybe there's something more to the story that we're just not getting, right? And so I did that for most of the companies. I think I was fair with them, and yeah, none of the companies responded though, so I gave them a chance.
All right, well, maybe they'll respond after this.
And I just emailed their customer service, so it wasn't like I was like emailing somebody who's got a million emails in their inbox. I mean, maybe their customer service does, but typically the customer service will pass it on to the right person, or they'll respond. I got nothing.
Oh, do you email a lot of people?
What does that mean? Like in general?
Well, like when you have a complaint. I personally don't.
I don't.
We had a mishap where my neighbor friend, he actually emails, I feel like, a lot of people. Like, that's what he does. And he actually had a problem with one of the iPhones that rolled out. There was a glitch, and his son was getting deployed and lost all the information. So he's like on the tarmac in an undisclosed location. I don't think I'm supposed to say, somewhere in the US, about to go overseas. and he can't get a hold of like where he's supposed to go for the next like plane ride out. And
Oh,
so, yeah, so you like emailed the CEO of the company, Verizon of all things, and was like, I got an assistant, and she helped us, and we got the phone
wow.
working again and did it. So,
So they don't have like these envelopes with the stamp classified on it. They just like hand you anymore. It's on your phone.
apparently,
Okay, they're just
I
gonna
don't know. I'm
text it
not
to
Air
you.
Force. Yeah,
What does a
apparently, yeah.
classified text look like? I wonder. Just like it's just as classified in all caps,
Just
red.
your phone. Maybe that's the issue. Is it was like Mission Impossible, where the phone just melted after you
Yeah,
received it and didn't have a backup phone. So
that's weird, man. Yeah, that's
yeah, it
weird.
was. I felt bad, but they got it resolved, and he's on his way to
Okay. I don't,
overseas.
and just to clarify, my emails weren't complaining emails. I don't care. I'm
Yeah,
just trying, like, I emailed them and just said, hey, we're going to be talking about this on an upcoming episode. Like, do you have any response to these things, basically?
yeah,
And so I'll point out what I asked about later. But anyway, so we got that coming up. And then Ben has he had a major debacle yesterday and today with a relatively basic task. I want to hear about that.
yeah.
So
Relatively basic.
I don't
Should,
relatively
yeah,
depends on who you
yeah.
are.
Should have taken 20 minutes. It took 15 hours.
Okay, well, that's a major debacle.
Yeah.
All right. Bible verse of the episode, Leviticus 19:15. Do not twist justice in legal matters by favoring the poor or being partial to the rich and powerful. Always judge people fairly. Are you going to be fair in your judgment of these products and these people reviewers?
Yes, I think from my side of it, I'm going to, because I'm reading the
Okay.
1-star reviews, and then me and you can talk and discuss how ridiculous they are, how maybe I don't want to use the word dumb, but some of these people I think can be labeled as dumb reviewers, right?
That's not very nice. That's not fair. Like, who
Yeah.
knows? We're gonna find out. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm totally fair because I did tell you that I
Okay.
reached out to the companies. I didn't reach out to everybody. For example, if it was like a I don't know, a cheapo knockoff type product that's trying to replicate an outdoor product, I didn't reach out to that like Chinese company. I didn't do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You should have. All right.
All right. You wanna go first? You wanna go first?
You go first.
Okay. I'll start with what I was just talking about, like an Amazon knockoff. So this is a Life Straw knockoff. It's called
Ooh.
the Walkie Walkie Wakey Wakey. WAKI. I don't even pronounce that. Survival Purifier. All right.
Okay.
So I went on to Amazon and looked at the reviews, and I don't have like specific reviews, but it just basically
Yeah.
it didn't work for half of the reviewers. It wasn't like
Oh,
a few 1-star reviews. Like half of the people just like straight up didn't work. And so
okay.
they're trying to replicate the Life Straw concept. Do you even like the Life Straw concept in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think it's good. I've been into Africa where they kind of promote a lot of the lifestyle stuff for everyday use. And so I
So
think
people are
it's a good one.
taking the Life Straw and shoving it into a stream and just like sucking from the stream. That's what they're promoting.
Yeah. Or just normal water that they find, drinking water.
Well,
Because
that's
they're
how they
scared of it.
advertise. Is
Yeah.
like you're on the
Yeah.
ground, your face is next to the stream, you're sucking from it.
Yep. I've seen it.
Okay,
Seen it.
Well, you have more experience at prod than I do, so I'll trust you. Because for backpacking, I think I would never have one of these.
So when they say these don't work, are they not sucking water, or is it not filtering and people are like legitimately getting sick because they're getting the bacteria and the virus?
I tested this in a bog and got sick immediately. Yeah, I think it's the water wasn't going through at the rate that it was suggesting.
Okay.
Or it was getting gunked up. Yeah, that's a good question. But
Okay.
they weren't too specific.
Yeah, and I mean, when it gets gunked up, that's like everyday problems when you're filtering water is,
Right.
it filters, if you're going through a
but some
bog,
filters get gunked up faster than others. Depends
Right.
on like how many microns they go down to. Depends
Yeah.
on if they're just like a good filter or not. So I'm gonna try to come up with solutions for this, because if you're trying to find a cheaper filter like knockoff, don't get this one.
Okay.
Just buy a different type of water filter altogether for a backpacking trip. My favorite one right now is the Be Free, and the Be Free can definitely get gunked up, but it is the fastest flowing filter for a season, and then I just simply replace it every season. That's my solution.
So when you want to do a new one, I think we got to wait till like NASA discovers water on the moon or Saturn or somewhere, because they'll come up with a filtering thing that'll be better, faster.
You trust
Yeah,
NASA
maybe
more than
solar
you
power.
trust Catadyne.
Well, I trust SpaceX more than I trust those spaces, because I think he would Elon would probably come up with it. Not that we're big Elon, supporters.
Yeah, I know you got to watch yourself with that. People,
I know people are
views on that dude.
Yeah.
All right, that was my first one. What's your next one?
Okay. My first one is the Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL 3-person.
That's a pretty highly rated tent.
It is, and so It's 4 out of 3 stars, so you think it's good.
Wait,
But then
4 out of 3 stars is what you said.
4.3,
Oh,
point 4.3 out of 5 stars. Sorry.
I was like, what
So
math are we doing here?
yeah. So if I look at it, and this is from Big Agnes, like the company is Big Agnes. It's not
Yeah.
like some knockoff Chinese company selling Big
Correct.
Agnes. And if you look at the reviews, the first one is cheap tent. Used it with a footprint, and the bottom got destroyed. So we like, it begs to answer like how durable it is. Um, Everybody else, there's 3 or 4 reviews where delivered, used, and ruined. So not even are they doing
Wait,
it
delivered
like brand
used
new
from eBay?
Yeah, yeah, like that. I mean, that's what you think of, but it's not.
But wait, where are these reviews on Amazon or where are these
There
reviews?
are reviews on Amazon through the Big Agnes company.
Oh,
So, and
wait, whoa.
yeah.
There's so much knockoff stuff on Amazon that is labeled with the
Yeah.
actual branding. Is it from the does Big Agnes have its own
Yeah, it says
company?
buy Big Agnes.
Okay,
So that's what
interesting.
it says. Yeah, that's why I was like, this is kind of crazy that it's,
Yeah,
and so like your first thought would be if you're buying it where it says buy Big Agnes, you're getting the Big Agnes one.
right.
Bought this tent for solo backpacking and a windstorm destroyed it. Luckily, I was near my car. So I don't know how far he got solo backpack.
Yeah, that's legit backpacking right there. I
Yeah.
backpacked next to my car.
Company wanted me to pay money to replace the parts. I felt I already
Oh.
had paid enough money, and plus my confidence is shook with this tent.
But
So,
I want to know how accurate this is because a lot of those bigger companies are actually really good at warranting their stuff and parts and pieces.
Yeah.
They don't send you used gear. That's what makes me think this is fishy.
Right.
Or that it's just like some sort of up and coming tent brand who's just starting to like bash existing tent brands, right?
Right.
You're making up junk. I don't know. That sounds weird.
Yeah. It says it's
Yeah.
verified. So
I will say that I did look them up for later purposes in this episode. I looked up that specific model on RA to see kind of how it was rated on the REI website. And it was like 3.2 stars, I want to say. It wasn't as high as I thought it would be because we've had ours for years and we haven't had any issues. I mean, we've had it, I don't know, we're pushing 9 years with it with some pretty extensive use, no waterproofing issues or nothing with the bottom. We did tear up the stuff sack but that was kind of user error. And so they asked us to replace that. And they did their best to find the exact stuff sack, but since it's an older model, they didn't have the exact one. But anyway, so I was actually satisfied with their company.
I would think so too. I mean, when you read the other reviews and with the company being that big, but spending $350 on a tent, I expect it to like last more than just one time.
Wait a second, $350.
$350 is what they have it on Amazon.
And you think that's really from Big Agnes? I think those tents are like stinking $600 now, man.
Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are. This is the 3-person was when I looked, it was comparable 350 to 400, 450. Right in there, depending on what website you're looking at.
I think 350, you're talking like the cheapo backpacking tents.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's a knockoff, but they're selling
I think I saw that just with the pricing. Okay.
Right.
All right. My next one is, so you're picking on a big company. I'm picking on a big company. I'm picking on Osprey, folks. Ooh. And I actually reached out to them. They have their ultralight rain cover for their backpacks. I know that not everybody's using these nowadays, but I own some of these. And I was surprised to see that it only got 2 stars on the REI website. And this kind of hits both ends here. So I guess I was looking at the reviews and people didn't know what they were buying. So the description shares that it's for like a backpack, large capacity. And there were people that are asking questions like, will this fit my 3-liter Camelback? Like, legit. And there was like a ton of those questions on there. Like they weren't reading the description.
Oh my gosh.
And so people were buying it for all sorts of weird day pack things. It just wasn't made for that. And then they were giving it bad reviews. And I'm just like, I kind of felt bad on one hand for this, but then on the other hand, I'm looking at the price gouging going on with the rain cover. Then I don't feel as bad because when I first looked this up, when we first we're trying to create this episode, they were around $40 for a pack cover. Okay. Yep. And then now I think for like, if you want to buy an extra large one, you're talking like $52 plus tax.
Okay.
So that's crazy, man, for a stinking pack cover. And so I asked him, I was like, what's going on here? Like, there's no frame inside here. There's like a clip and some material, and it's a little bit stretchy on the ends. Why is this so much money? They didn't answer me. Yeah. And I've moved on from those pack covers anyway. Like if you're like, think about taking a family and you're like, okay, well, we all need pack covers. Okay. So we're gonna spend $200 on pack covers. Really? Like a family of 4? That's ridiculous. So now I'm onto the Nyloflume bag, which I buy at Garage Media for a few dollars. And those don't last forever, but you buy a few of them and they're way lighter weight and they work in such a way that it's not an extra thing in your pack. So that's my solution.
Have you tried trash bags? Like, or ponchos?
So I tried
the
what is this? Is it the thicker plastic trash compactor bags? Those work too.
Yeah.
Those are actually, I think if you buy a box, that's actually gonna be more expensive than what I just suggested. And
yeah, but you get like
100
of them, right? Or 50 of them for like $20.
Yeah, but what else are you using them for? Do you have a trash compactor in your house?
No.
Does anybody anymore?
I get the contractor bags, like the ones that are heavy duty contractor bags, not
Okay.
But
yeah, so that's thicker than what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to be like me, Ben, if you want to be ultralight, then you got to go with the Nylon Flume.
I know. I saw your Timberline weigh in. What was your weight? It was like 16 pounds or something. 18
it was
pounds?
18, but I had some luxury things in there. I had I had a chair with me. So
wow, that's always
So you know, and I had the Nylon Flume bag on that one.
Okay.
All right. Next, what you got next? What's next?
My next one is the Teton Sports Oasis 22-liter hydration pack.
Wait, Teton used to sponsor a podcast.
I know they used to.
You're picking on them. Okay, what happened?
I know. All right. So this one, I kind of liked because I'm gonna read the review and you let me know if you would order it. After receiving this backpack, I'm left wondering about all the hype. It's just all wrong, right down to the color. I ordered black, but much of it is green, which is not shown in the ad. There's no padding on the waist belt. None! While the shoulders are extremely over padded. So I think he's upset that the padded maybe got moved around. What? Okay. The pocket fur, the rain cover. He spelled for wrong. So it's fur, the rain cover is just Velcro. And the opening faces up so it can full of dirt and debris. And if it does, the ugly and thin neon yellow rain cover will certainly be punctured. I can see why there's no pics of that. Amazingly, you can put your tube straw on either side, but they're just openings. No closures at all. And I think they've always just been openings, right? But maybe not. So no closures at all. And they're open on top. Apparently, whoever made thus has never seen how dirty backpacking can really be. The side pockets are way too short and they're made of nylon, like pantyhose material. then there's the ridiculous
pantyhose light though.
I know. Then there's also ridiculous so-called water bladder. Even after thoroughly cleaning it, it smells so chemically bad. There's no way I'd ever drink water from it. It's paper thin and leaks all over with water in it. And what's up with the small flat pocket with 3 giant clips holding it to the bag? Wow. I'm so frustrated with junk items like this.
Oh, I don't think it's junk. I think this dude wanted a premium pack at a budget price and then is like buyer regret, right? Buyer's remorse.
I mean, to me, everything he was just explaining was perfect. It was like, well, that's what you want. You want padded shoulder pads, maybe not the openings, I get the straw, where you have your Camelback hose coming through. But yeah, I don't use Camelback. We discussed that on episodes because of the smell and stuff. Just
I think we gotta call it spade here. It's a budget pack. Like it's for like entry level backpacking. You're trying things out. You just want to see what backpacking is like. Maybe take it on a few trips, and then if you're like, I'm actually really gonna get in a backpack, and then you got to upgrade at that point, or figure out which thing you're gonna upgrade first, right?
Right. And you go to the store and you try them on, and you look at them.
Yeah. And a lot of the companies, like they've done their market research. They've done research with actual backpackers to test it out to make sure that, things are hitting the right spot. It's not over padded or under padded. It doesn't have too much of this or too little of that. And so that's not what Teton is. That's not who they're suggesting they are.
And he didn't say he tried it on and that's what he felt. So, did he try it on? Not, I don't know. Have you ever opened up anything and it was like the wrong color?
Definitely the wrong item for sure. Yeah, probably. I can't immediately think of it. Have you?
No, I go back to the previous review. I've actually bought a playpen for our 6th child back in the day. Opened it up and it was used, full of crayons, not even clean, and wasn't even the right playpen that was on display that we got.
And you bought it as a new thing?
We bought it new and it was repackaged. Someone
switched
out their old one. Yeah, someone switched out their old one, put it in the box, returned it, got their money back.
Oh, they scammed the company. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's not I don't know.
No, that's not the company's fault.
Yeah.
Because they didn't check if it was like taped and said never used. So
right. That's a bummer.
Okay. Anyways. So,
all right. Next one I got is the REI Trail Made One Footprint. 2 stars on its own website. All right, this one's probably the weirdest one that I found
Okay.
because it just basically like it's a footprint, and everybody was saying that basically it just didn't fit the tent, like it was mismeasured, and people kept on buying it. It says one person said if the specifications are not accurate, the buyer has no way of guessing what the real dimensions might be. Nominal sizes may make sense for something like lumber, where the kiln dried product is smaller than the wet wood dimensions, but that reason does not hold up here. The ground cloth is 6 inches shorter and 5 inches narrower than the stated dimensions on the website. That's pretty stinking significant.
I hate those like measurements. Like, do you ever go in there and like they're wrong or yeah. Anyways,
I don't double check them. I will say that Stephen Smith did a test on packs to see if like the liters, if the stated liters actually held up, because I'm like, really, it's that many liters? Doesn't feel like that much. And they were generally correct. He took a hose and then it had like a gauge on there to see how much water was going in there. And anyway, it was generally correct. So, but I've got a really easy solution for this where you will never have this problem, whether it's this particular footprint or a future one. Just don't buy footprints, folks. And problem solved. Save money, save weight, save hassle, and it won't be an issue.
Yeah, and on the Big Agnes tent, it didn't even help protect the tent. So yeah,
that's like a weird. I never had that issue with tents. That's weird. Yeah,
I used a footprint recently, so I can't.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna come clean. There's 2 tents that actually I have seen get a hole in them, and I don't know how they got the holes. It wasn't even like a wear hole.
Yeah,
it didn't even look like a rock or something sharp poked through. It was like almost like a slit. This happened with the latest Durson tent. I forget the model, but it's freestanding. That was on our Catalina trip. One of the dudes had that.
Yeah.
And then early on, when Outdoor Vitals was sponsoring us, they don't even have this tent anymore. But it's like a one-man, not a freestanding tent. And one of my buddies like somehow cut a hole in that tent. And
did you drop your 1-inch knife and like couldn't find it?
That's what it was. That's pre 1-inch knife then. I mean, like honestly, like it'd have to be something like that for how that happened. So it wasn't on a seam or anything.
When you set up your tents, do you check the ground? Like are you raking it to make sure there's no there's no
I bring my ultralight backpacking rake and we rake it so that it is smooth. Yeah. And then we wheelbarrow sand in there too, so there's no
ultralight sand. I mean, maybe we're onto something. We should have an ultralight rake, so you can rake the ground where your footprint's gonna go.
Yeah, you can invent that. I just had to Lloyd from Garage Grown Gear, and I suggested other things, not the rake, but I suggested a pocket dust buster for all those pretzel crumbs people have when they shove snacks directly in their pockets. But anyway, okay, to answer your question, though, of course, I take pine cones and rocks and sharp things out. I'm not perfect, so if I'm laying down and I feel something, like I'll just reach around under the tent and grab it and throw it out. Yeah, I assume that you do too.
I do. I check it, but still, if you get to camp late, you're not as thorough. But I more check where my, if you're on your sleeping pad too, you don't always feel it. So it's like it's hard sometimes, but yeah,
it is hard. Okay, all right, so. That was mine. Do you have any more?
Yeah, I got one left.
Okay.
Mine is the Patagonia Torrent Shell 3-liter jacket of men's. So the review that I found was this one, and a lot of 1-star reviews for it leaking water and not protecting. But this one said terrible rain protection. It's like a tent where anything touching it gets wet. So disappointing. Thought Patagonia was supposed to be the best. If it were actually waterproof, the water would bead instead of penetrate the fabric. But there is no beading with this jacket. I know replacing this jacket with a, Cotopaxi rain jacket, I highly recommend the Cotopaxi instead for a similar price point. So, so these are the ones where I think I would read, if it's supposed to kind of shed water and stuff. And on the website, $179 at REI. Don't let the rain spoil your plans. The durable Patagonia jacket is waterproof and windproof.
Right.
I would probably stay away reading this 1-star review.
I'm curious about what they used for their waterproofing, because Patagonia is very environmentally friendly, and with all that PFAS stuff going on, like I bet that they try to come up with the most environmentally friendly alternative, possibly at the cost of performance.
So, it sounds like it. I mean, there's 2 other reviews that I didn't read that said the same thing. Once the manufacturer's waterproof actually wears off, they found issues, but that's why you're supposed to waterproof it to yourself and to that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we know you don't do raincoats. You just get the rain sleeves on and you're good to go. So
I do rain jackets. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Rain jackets you have to bring a rain jacket.
I don't know if I ever would. I don't know. I don't mind getting wet, but it's wet and cold. So
okay. Well, yeah. If you like hypothermia, I would say ditch your rain jacket. If you're a fan of hypothermia. All right. So I got one more. And this one I want to talk more about in a future episode. We're going to be kind of talking about some freeze-dried meals. We got that coming up in a few weeks with like the worst freeze-dried meals. And so I just want to, it's kind of a little bit of a preview, I guess, because when I looked up on REI, you can do like the reverse search based on the reviews. You can do like top rated things versus like, filter it. So it's like the bottom rated things.
Yeah.
And this company came up a bunch of times in the bottom. And I was like, dang, like, why are they still selling this stuff? And it's Trailtopia.
Oh,
I did reach out to them and I basically just said, hey, okay, look, you came up a lot in the search results in the bottom. Like, is there anything you're changing? Are you adding new flavors? Are you changing the recipes of existing flavors? They didn't respond. I will say that since I initially looked them up, a couple of the flavors that popped up in the low reviews, like REI is not carrying anymore, but they still exist. One specifically is the jambalaya. And yeah, I've only, okay. And so in their defense, I've only tried one Trailtopia. It was like the Szechuan beef. It wasn't like a 2-star or a 1-star.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 3-star. It wasn't my favorite one, but it was definitely edible. I wasn't like spitting it out or anything. So I met the guy that owns Trailtopia at one of the outdoor retailers. Show. Super nice guy. So I'm rooting for him, but I would suggest that, anything that's getting low ratings, like just ditch those and stuff that's working. So
yeah. But you need a lot of SKUs. You need a lot of different choices. So how many choices does Trailtopia have? Do you know?
They more than like some of the newer companies coming out. I want to say they have at least 10 to 15. But yeah, what's interesting is that his whole model for like why he even exists is because he wanted to make his own freeze-dried meal. So he bought like the freeze-dried machine, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what? I think I can do better than what's out there. But I think there were 20 companies that had the same thought process around the same time because that market just blew up with options. And there's
way more. Yeah.
There's at least 20 companies now. Before it was just like 2 or 3.
Right.
So I'm hoping he's doing well and I hope he's changing things out. But
what's your bottom? So your bottom's Mountain House. And then
I don't think so. So. It's hard to say bottom at this point. And we'll circle back in a future episode. But because there's definitely some in Mountain House I don't like. Yeah. But there's some that I like a lot still. Like I think they're still really good. So
well, and that's what I haven't found one that like the Mountain House I go to is was it biscuits and gravy or sausage and gravy? Yeah. That's my go-to where I can't find anything else that like tastes good, that I like. So
I'll say this. So ReadyWise makes these pro pack meals and those are actually pretty good. Yeah. But then the regular ones, those ones I would say are on the bottom.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what you get different ones, you find different.
And everybody has different tastes.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. So anyway, so we got so those are some of the worst ones that we found and some of the ridiculous reviews. What else is out there? What's a really low rated product? Not just one that you didn't like, but you've just either like you tried it, your friends tried it, or you're doing some research and you just found a ton of bad reviews for a particular product. We'll check it out. So please let us know. I've got the highest rated gear trivia coming up right after this. All right. So before we jump into the trivia, we have a new partner with a company called Magnet Designs.
Ooh.
And Magnet is the trail name of a long distance backpacker that crafts outdoor gear. He literally just finished the Colorado Trail and he has some epic pictures on his Instagram. We'll have that linked in our show description. He's a good dude. Everything he sells is designed, tested, and built by thru hikers to be the toughest, lightest, and most practical designs available anywhere. Like he's literally wearing his own stuff as he's doing these thru hikes. Everything is handmade in Bend, Oregon, using U.S. sourced and recycled fabrics whenever possible. 0 people are exploited in the making of his garments. 0 people, because it's just him. He's not outsourcing stuff.
Nice. Okay, so, I always say.
Yeah. We're talking sun hoodies, performance shirts and pants, and even a top-notch dog quilt, which I think is super cool, the way that he designed that thing. And plus, like, so after chatting with him, he's just a good dude. I hope he's going to hop on the show. He's got an interesting story. He actually, like, he's around our age, but his first job was in prosthetics, like creating prosthetic limbs.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. like sharp
Okay.
guy to be
Yeah.
like to be able to do both of those things. Like you have to be pretty well
Yeah.
knowledgeable. So yeah. Anyway, so I got his website in the show description, and yeah, we're partnering with him. So anyway, more information on that to come. All right, are you ready for trivia?
Yeah, it's been a while, but we
haven't done trivia in a while.
Yeah,
we've kind of done more of the lightning round stuff, which I like that too.
Yeah.
But I made this trivia a while ago, and then I saved it for you. So here we go.
I appreciate it. All right.
Number 1. Which of the following backpacks is the highest rated? A, the Osprey Aether, B, the Gregory Baltoro, or C, the Big Agnes Copper Spur?
Well, the Copper Spur we talked about, so I think that's the tent. Is that highest rated though? Let's go Gregory. I think Gregory will have.
All right, they were pretty close. They were over 4 stars, but it was the Osprey.
Oh.
Yeah, Gregory, the Baltoro specifically is made for people that don't mind having a heavier pack and just want like a comfy load.
Well, that's me.
I think the Aether's kind of similar too. But
yeah.
Anyway, all right, number 2. Which of the following tents is the highest rated? The Big Agnes Copper Spur, the Nemo Hornet, or C, the Kelty Jail Cell?
I want to go with the Nemo because you have that, right?
I do.
And so I would assume you probably like it because the reviews were high for it. So you went with that one.
You're giving me too much
peer
credit
pressure.
For research.
I think you went with peer pressure. You're like, oh, everyone likes this. I
must like this.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever been the case in this podcast, as referenced by all the things that I've made fun of. But
yes.
That is correct. Nemo Hornet's correct, and the Kelty Jail Cell does not exist. I just made that up, just FYI.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 3. Which of the following foods is the highest rated? Is it so? Yeah, these are just foods in general. A, Peak Refuel Peach Cobbler, which you've had at least a taste of.
I like that one. Yeah.
B, Jelly Belly Boba and Milk Tea Mix.
Yep. Don't like that.
C, Mountain House Mexican Adobe Rice, or D, any chili mac with beef.
Oh, it's gonna be for me. It's the Peak Refuel, so that's what I'm going with.
Ding, ding, ding! You passed. Sure, you got 2 out of 3, my friend. There you go.
We didn't even have a wager on it. Shoot.
No, that was and that one. When I just checked it. I just checked it yesterday.
Yeah.
This is the only product that I was able to find anywhere that has a straight up 5 stars.
Really? I mean, it's good.
It's good. I get. Like, do you want to bring dessert? Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of controversial because people. It's like kind of like a second meal, right? So maybe on like a heavy mileage elevation gain day, but it is good to get 5 stars, man. Like everybody loves it.
I saw it at Sierra Trading Post and it was like $10, and I regret not getting it for our fire department when we go out.
Right.
And I had unlimited money because I had the fire department card, so I could have just like swiped it all, but I felt like fire season's almost over for us, so it'd been a wasteful spending. But I should have got it. I should have got it.
Next time. It'll be there again. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's see. So I got a couple tidbits. First of all, we have a new Patreon supporter, part of the Patreon family, Joe. I've reached out to him a couple times. I want to get his info. I want to get his backpacking story. I typically ask like where they're from, their backpacking story, and if they have any suggestions for the podcast, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'm hoping my emails aren't getting kicked to spam. But Joe, thank you so much for supporting us. We so appreciate it, and we are honored that you are part of the family, but we want to know a little more about you. We released a bonus episode last week on the most overrated and underrated gear, not from our opinion, but from the opinion of the experts. So check that out on the Patreon. And then upcoming this week on Patreon is I put a poll out for upcoming Patreon trips. Like, where do people want to go? Basically, I put a long list there. And if you want to add to that list, you can make suggestions to us and I can always modify it. But where do you want to go? It's not like just pick one. It's like pick as many on the list as you want to. You want to go to those places? Awesome. So, all right. So that's what I got for tidbits. And then the last thing we got is Ben has a story about a 20-minute job that took 15 hours. All right.
Right.
For it, Ben.
All right. So I changed my own oil. It's something that takes easy. I've done it, multiple times, every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Nice. Have you changed oil before, Carl?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So
I shouldn't say of course. Not everybody does that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a new truck. And I'm like, I probably should just bring it in. So it's documented that's done. Talk to my wife and she's like, just do it yourself. Save money. I'm like, all right. We live 45 minutes one way from town.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Minimum when you go in, it's 3 to 4 hours. So I go And I'm like, all right, let's go. I got to teach my son how to do it. He's turning 18 in March. So we go out there, get it up on the blocks. I drain the oil, and I'm like, all right, let's get the oil filter. So we go get the oil filter, and it's the wrong one. I Googled it, looked it up online, which oil filter it was, rather than go to the store, which I wanted to do, but we did pick up because it's easier because my daughter goes to town. So I had it all ready in the cart, and it was the wrong stupid oil filter. So I'm like, great. So I call my buddy who thankfully was coming over that night and was in town, picked up the oil filter. So I'm like, sweet. So 3 hours later, I put the oil filter in, and I'm like, all right, let's put the oil in. Where's the oil? Nobody unloaded it from my daughter's car, and she wasn't home. So, yes. So another delay. So finally she gets home late at night. I grab the oil. I look at it. I'm like, 5W30. Perfect. I open up the hood because I Googled the oil.
You Googled it. You didn't look at the cap.
I didn't look at the cap because I was lazy. The car was like 30 feet away, but you think you could just go online and be like, what oil does
you're right.
GMC Sierra take? The cap says 0W20 with Dexos.
Oh my gosh.
And so
Wait,
I ran.
You know what? That's not that happens not very often, but I would say like 10% of the time I've done stuff where I look something up and get information.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's on like hours, like operating hours for businesses where they have something down and it's like incorrect. And so, yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah. So I looked at the cap. I went online because we don't have the manual, wasn't sold with the car. So looked at 0W20 is what we needed. So ran to town this morning at 5:30 this morning. So I get back in time to hang out with you, Carl.
Thank you.
Got the oil in, started the car, everything runs. And my son goes, yesterday after we just drained the oil and put it back, he goes, no wonder people do the oil themselves. That was easy. That took like 20 minutes. And I'm like, no, we're not done yet. And so I had to tell my wife last night, like, hey, I got to run to town to get oil because we got the wrong oil. And I wish I would have just done the oil change in town because it would have saved, 7 hours of hassle. But next time we're back. And we didn't have an oil wrench. The oil wrench I had was for my old truck and didn't fit the new oil filter. So I had to run up to the neighbor and bother him to get an oil wrench. So everything was wrong with the oil filter and the oil change. So
that's okay. It's frustrating. And I used to do my own oil, but even when I did it, it's still an extra hassle because you have to like dispose of the oil and like, I don't know. It's hard to do it without making a mess. I imagine if I did it enough times, like I probably would have a system where that worked.
You don't have to dispose the oil. I mean, realistically, if it's less than 5 gallons, you don't have to call hazmat. So you can just dump it in the creek. Just fun little fact there. No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, wait a second.
We dispose of it.
Just dump it in the creek.
Everybody,
because it came out of the ground, so just put it right back in.
It's natural resources.
Yeah, it's biodegradable. Even like let's say you get it into whatever jugs you're using, and you've done it cleanly. Like even just pouring it into whatever bin they have at some of those auto parts stores, like that's a little bit messy. It can be. I just feel like I made a mess. And then some of the places do oil changes so cheaply. It's like basically for the cost of the oil, like maybe a little bit more. So I was like, so I haven't done it in a while, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I don't want to do it again personally. I just to teach my child.
Yeah. Well, you get dad points for teaching your child. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, hey, we hope that this was, I don't know if this is a helpful episode, but maybe an entertaining one. And that's all I got. You got anything else?
Yeah. Just remember, if you review this episode, review it kindly.
Thank you very much. Have a good week. God bless everybody.